All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show presented by Mel Hamilton Ford. Hey, it's a beautiful Saturday out there, Josh.
It is.
Got our long sleeves on today. I got black on. I'm going to get my butt chewed by Gus, but that's too bad.
Well, that's between you and him. So
I get it.
I did what I was supposed to.
You're following directions. It's not fair, Josh.
Left for interpretation.
Yeah, that's no kidding there. Anyway, everybody, welcome to the show. 316-462-3673 is the number to dial up. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, whatever it might be. Love to hear from you. Love to take your calls and give you that package. And again, if you want to talk about anything in the automobile world, you want to talk about racing, hell, I don't care. Anything you want to talk about, you want to get on the phone here, we'll get you this price package about over 130, but we still got to check that out, see if that value is still right.
Yeah, it's changed.
I think it's a little higher. Hey, Rex, good morning. You're up awful early, buddy. Anyway, Josh, as always, what's in that package?
So we're going to mail it out to you, but it's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products here at Mel Hamilton Ford. While we're performing that, we're also going to complete a multi-point inspection on your vehicle, checking over the brakes, tires, steering, suspension, all the safety-related components on that vehicle. Make sure that it's ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. You'll also get yourself $10 to Mel's Diner, so you can get yourself something to eat and drink while you're here with us at the big corner. Complete nitrogen for your tires, so you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer. And then BG Products package, which consists of a can of MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil, and then 44K for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving.
All right, let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. That comes right in the front desk. And tell the girls you want to get passionate in the podcast, and we'll get you on the air here. So good morning, Darren. And Darren was just in here in the store a little bit ago, and I hadn't seen him for a while. Kind of couldn't figure it out. He's tore his Achilles tendon. Doesn't look like much fun. So, Darren, sorry about that. Get you some rest. Get ready to go. Race season's right around the corner. Just like we said, he's a photographer out the racetracks and stuff. So
yeah, that doesn't.
His sons and his kids both do that. Not a fun deal.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like any fun at all, for sure.
So anyway, hey everybody, I'm sure you've seen it. We kicked off Black Friday yesterday with some fine escapes that we've took out of our rental car. We had 6 of them, and I believe they're gone.
They're gone.
Yep,
they're gone.
They were 17.4 and 19.9 in different a couple different years and miles and stuff. So had some great sales there. We got a lot of more exciting stuff going on. We got the black envelopes, and that's basically any purchase you make, whether you make a new or used, you get to draw an envelope. The smallest amount on an envelope is $500. If you go out on our Facebook page, you'll see the $1,400, the $2,250,
yeah, there was
$1,500. I mean, they're not small numbers. Lisa's very fun and it's exciting. I'm giving that money away, and you can put it in your pocket. You can put it towards your car deal, whatever you want. Christmas cash.
Yeah, yesterday about I don't know, it's maybe just a little before lunch or something. There was confetti cannons going off and all sorts of stuff. So
yeah, having a good time out there. So we decided, let's get it out of there. We're not doing the 10 cars under $900 and under $1,000. We're not doing that this year. We figured that deal has kind of run its course. We're going to do something more exciting, and that's when we kicked it off. We're going to have 7 days instead of just one.
Yep.
And some great specials out there. And I will tell you that even yesterday, I had to go do some stuff yesterday, and when my sales manager called me, he says, "Phil, this price on this car." I said, "I know. I told you I was going to price some stuff to move and have some fun and exciting." He says, "Well, that's below." And I said, "I get it. Sell the car."
Got to get rid of it.
Okay. So anyway, I went out I price all the cars here at Mel Hamilton Ford. So, and I look at every used car, every new car every day to see where they're priced, what we're doing with it. And I've went out and slashed some prices. It's pretty crazy. So jump on our webpage, mhford.com. You can see everything out there that we've priced. Everything is very, very competitively market-based pricing on what the market's doing, not what J.D. Power says, not what Kelley Blue Book says, none of that kind of stuff. It's what the market's saying, and I'm telling you, I'm on the bottom side of that market pricing. So there's really no need to even negotiate because the prices we have are great. So jump on our webpage, mhford.com. Come out and buy something and get one of those envelopes.
Yep.
And like I said, minimum $500 bucks.
Yep. That's very cool. And I don't know, it allows I like the idea of having multiple days and not just where somebody has to be here specifically on that Friday, or maybe they've got plans for the for the Thanksgiving holiday that would enable them to be here, they can still participate in this deal for
Well,
sure.
and that's happened to me before.
Yeah.
Man, I'm ready. I'm out of town. I'm gone. I'm doing this, that, and that. So that's why Lisa and I and the gang got together and just decided, you know what? Let's do 7 days. Let's have some more fun with it. Got a lot of more stuff coming. This is not the end of the specials and everything's out there. We got some more things up our sleeve that's coming later in the week. So stay tuned to our Facebook page. Get out there and like our Facebook page. Make sure you stay up to date on everything we're doing. A couple more things coming. I got a couple more spots I already cut. So
very good.
Get ready, get some fun, get excited. It's Black Friday for 7 days. And then what I haven't said yet of these, you purchase a car, you're going to also get a golden ticket. Okay.
I want one.
Got to buy a car, John.
Oh,
you can't participate. You're an employee. Employee and immediate family members cannot participate. So basically, so we got the black envelopes, 500 to 5,000.
Gotcha.
So then you also get a golden ticket. I should have brought one of those in here. It's a little ticket. You're going to write your name on that ticket. You're going to put it into the box. And we're going to everybody that buys a car, no matter how many you buy, whatever, you're going to get that golden ticket in that box and clear till November 30th.
Okay.
Monday at about noon on December 2nd. We'll go live on the Facebook. We're going to draw one person out of that box. $5,000.
Very cool.
$5,000 cash in your pocket. So one person will walk away.
Potentially up to $10,000.
Could have, yeah. Depending on what you drew the first time.
Well, the luck of that.
So, yeah, you want to get in that golden ticket. Over 20-some people got in already yesterday, so it was a great day here for selling. So you draw your black envelope from 500 to 5,000. Then you get to put your golden ticket into a chest. And Monday morning, December 2nd at noon, around noon or so, we'll go live.
Very good.
Pull a ticket out of that box and going to give somebody $5,000 worth of Christmas cash.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I cannot believe that we're talking about Christmas already. It's
Josh, we're still on.
You said Christmas. The words Christmas came out of your mouth first.
We're still talking Black Friday right now, Josh. We haven't got Thanksgiving here yet. I know.
So,
but just think about that. Well, $5,000.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is $5,000.
Yep, that's awesome.
Yes, and no employee or their immediate families can participate in that situation. So you'll get your golden ticket, put it in the bucket. So come out and buy something. Grab a black envelope from 500 to 5,000, depending on where it's at. Check out our Facebook page. You can see the winners out there that we posted yesterday and the money they won. And then get your golden ticket. All through the week, we'll put everybody in there. And December 2nd at noon, we're going to go live, and we're going to draw somebody to win $5,000.
That's super exciting.
It's more than super exciting.
Yeah.
Wish I could get in on that deal, but I can't. So anyway, everybody stay tuned. Keep live on our Facebook page. If you haven't liked our Facebook page yet, get out there and like it and stay up to date and watch everything that we're doing here for Black Friday. But I promise you, there's still some more things to come than what we've already posted just with those two things. So stay tuned. It's coming.
It's coming.
More stuff and more exciting. 7 days of Black Friday at Mel Hamilton Ford. You know, we always say all the other dealerships try to copy us and just can't do it. So we've been doing these Black Friday things for a long time. Yes, we tricked it up a little bit differently than the last few years past. Mm-hmm. No cars under $1,000. Nobody standing on line at 7 a.m. Black Friday morning. We started that thing off yesterday. I kicked off a little live with those 6 escapes. And it's crazy, huh? Where we put them out there. So, but they're gone. So sorry if you missed those, but stay tuned. More things coming.
More to come, right?
All right. Hey, let's get the phone ringing. 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything in the automobile world. We'd love to talk to you and ask what's going on. So anyway, Josh, I'm going to kick it off with some questions that I've had over the week. I'm sure you've had a lot too, but we've got the election over and all that's behind us, which is good. And now we're kicking in the mode of everybody's talking about the electric cars, where that's going, what's happening. I don't know where it's going.
Yeah.
I will say how I tell people, I think the hype is wore off a little bit. But I will still tell you there's something has to adjust because these manufacturers have still got to hit that CAFE rating that the government has put out there. It's the miles per gallon of every car they produce has to hit this stupid number. I think it's like 42.5 miles a gallon or something. I don't know what the number is anymore. Which I think years ago that was a great deal to do. But today our cars are so much more efficient, run so much more cleaner and everything else too. We need to flip it from miles per gallon. We need to flip it to the emissions coming out the tailpipe. That's what we're mostly worried about. So what's that car doing to the emissions and the environment around us and from that part. So anyway, that's why the electric cars came into play so the manufacturers could hit these CAFE ratings in the miles per gallon, because guess what? Electric car gives, I think they rank that thing at 99 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
So that really helps their CAFE rating. So basically, every electric car they make or sell lets them sell 10 F-150s. So,
Well, yeah, current year 10 F-150s, but then as the CAFE ratings increase,
no, it's going to be worse.
next year and then the year after, you're going to go from 10 to 7 to 4 to how many ever F-150s I think is what the projection is
Yeah.
currently. But yeah,
So anyway, is there, I drove an electric truck for about 2,000 miles. I lived 13 miles away from the store. It was perfect for that situation of getting back and forth to work. I never had an issue whatsoever. I will tell you that I had to go to Hutchinson one day. It was a cold winter day, and thought I had enough range, but that cold weather yanked it out, and I made it back.
Yeah,
Very short. But also, what I didn't realize, at that time, I didn't realize what I should have done is I had it in my garage. I should have told the truck that I was going to go to Hutch the night before, what time I was going to leave. Then it would have charged that battery to the right range that I needed. But also, what it would have done is what we call precondition the battery.
Yep.
Um, when you take a battery and take it out in the cold weather, that battery has to get warmed up to a temperature to be efficient,
An operational
to make it
temperature.
efficient.
Yep.
So it burns a whole bunch of that range out trying to get that battery warmed up. If I'd have told it that I was leaving, the charger would have went in, kicked in, and had that battery preconditioned before I pulled out of the garage.
Instead of using the battery, the energy in the battery to get the battery to operating temperature, it would have
Correct.
used the
Correct.
home electricity.
Yeah, but didn't know
to do
that.
that. Yeah.
I didn't know that's how it worked. So there's a niche market for electric cars and stuff like that too. I get it. I want to support the getting as many vehicles as we can. I don't want to see production killed on our most popular vehicle in the country is the F-150, and that's that's the
Yeah.
first thing they'll have to cut if we don't hit those CAFE ratings. But there's things they can do too. And so I was talking to a gentleman yesterday about that, and he says, that electric car would be perfect for my wife, but it's not good for me. I get it. And so I rolled into the F-150 with the hybrid, and I'm a big hybrid fan. I think we should have pushed harder that way, but I get the manufacturer's trying to push this CAFE rating.
Yeah.
I think the hybrid is so much of a better way. You've got the plug-in hybrid, and then you just got the regular hybrids. And when you put a hybrid on an F-150, you're getting another 50 horsepower because of that electric motor. And let me tell you, you can tell it's there.
Well, and then the other side of it, the horsepower and the torque, because of the electric,
Right.
is throughout the stage of acceleration, not just, where the peak horsepower and torque curve is, because it gives you that lower end torque because of the electrical side of it.
Yeah.
And so you feel it off the start
quick.
line. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm in a hybrid right now that I'm driving. The truck before that was not a hybrid. Okay. And I'm telling you, from me driving just back and forth to work, I'm getting 5 to 6 miles per gallon better with that hybrid than I did with the regular one.
Yeah.
So, it helps the CAFE ratings, helps everything get there. People say, oh, you got to plug it in. No, the F-150 is not a plug-in. The only plug-in we have right now, plug-in hybrid we have, is the
Escapes. Yep.
And that's really the best of both worlds. Plug in the battery, get it 100% charged. And when the battery runs out, you kick into the gas and away you go. And
Yep.
And that's really the ultimate, in my opinion. I don't know if they'll ever come up with a plug-in F-150. I bet they do.
Yeah, I don't. It's so hard to say. And I look at it from the point of the manufacturers. You got all these manufacturers trying to figure out what direction do we head, and then when your leadership or presidency has the potential to change, every 4 years with different rules and regulations, and you're trying to. I mean, these manufacturers have to forecast for
Yeah.
10 years, 15 years down the road, because to be able to come up with a completely different powertrain platform, I mean, think of the years of technology or design, research and development, and budget for tooling, and
Yeah.
it would be crazy, I would think, to be able to, and it would be such a gamble to just who got lucky and nailed it on the head or closest on the head for sure.
Yeah.
So
Dennis, hybrid has been used in large off-road equipment for decades. I get it. Rex says hybrid tech is superior to EV. I agree. I mean, there's so many things, advantages to that. But I
Well,
will say I don't see as many hybrid F-150s in production as I thought I would see. But I think in 25 that's going to keep increasing as the F-150s keep coming.
yeah.
But I think you'll see it in other models. I think we're going to finally see it in the Explorer. We're going to see different things from that part too.
And EV, like, there's a niche for it. There's a place where it works, and I think you get people over the as technology improves and the range extends, the chargers become more readily available, everywhere. People, it's out for a while. People, become more used to it. Like,
Oh,
I do think you'll see more people switch
converting.
to an EV vehicle. And again, right now, there's an ass for every seat, right? Not everybody wants a F-150, not everybody wants a Escape. That's why they have such a selection or array of vehicles. And my other thing with that is, I think years ago the stat was, I think it was what, 2.7 cars for every
I
household.
think that's still pretty close. Yep.
And in that case, in situations or scenarios like that, I think there is room for one EV in every garage. And
Yep.
now it's not a matter of that's the husband's vehicle and that's the wife's vehicle. It's more of a, well, I'm doing this today, so I'll take that car and you take this car type deal.
Oh, I do think there will be, one, just like I talked to that gentleman yesterday. He wants to do a newer F-150 coming out of his 22, wants to get into 24, and talking about that stuff. And like he said, an electric car would be perfect for my wife. She drives like 5 miles a day.
Mm-hmm.
Be perfect for her, but not for me.
Well, and think of in that scenario, when somebody's driving 5 miles an hour or 5 miles a day, think of what they're doing to that internal combustion engine, only driving it 5 miles a day.
Wearing it out.
Yeah. As aware of that electric vehicle, that's
Yep.
not a big deal.
Okay. Rex just put up there, plasmoid generators are the future. Near zero emissions retrofit for internal combustion engines. I've never heard of a plasmoid. I have to know more about that. I've never heard of that, Rex. So I'd be more interested in what you got there. But I do believe we're going to see more things. And here's here's the thing I will tell you. Super Duties. I'd almost bet you, Josh. I'm going to bet you.
Okay.
It's going to sound stupid, sound crazy. But I'm going to tell you that I bet you in 3 to 4 years, there's no diesel engine in the Super Duty.
Okay. And
they're going to have a hybrid Super Duty, because you think about the electrical side of that and the engine side of that. They can put electric motors behind that. Big, as big as that truck is, think of the size of electric motor they could put in that truck for torque, power, pulling, and everything. Instead, have the engine set in there too, a gasoline engine running.
Yeah.
But and going back to the diesel emits so many more emissions with the because of the DEF filters and all that kind of stuff. So if you got a gasoline engine that's running pretty clean, think about that emissions that does.
Yeah,
I think it's coming.
Yeah, I was wondering. Hydrogen has been around for years.
I think that's coming too. I think we're going to see water cars too.
Talked about that for many years and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. You're going to see different platforms. What's weird or strange for me to think is that, okay, let's say in 40 years, 40, 50 years, like, the possibility of not being able to hear a V8 engine as a normal, going down the road. That's just crazy to think. And now I'm not saying that that's where it's going to head, but who knows?
I don't know. 50 years, I'm probably not
around.
But,
I understand that.
But 20 years from now, I'm going to fire my GT500 and go like hell, man.
Yeah.
But I'm with you too. I'm the big V8 fan. I still have people coming in talking about the 5.0 in the
F-150s. Yeah. I mean, all day long right now, like, I would buy an EcoBoost every day of the week over a 5-liter.
Heartbeat. But you look at those guys are still staunch on that 5.0. I just got to have 5.0. I think it's a better motor, everything else. But I tell you, it's not. I would rather have an EcoBoost, and I'd rather have a hybrid over an EcoBoost, because it's an EcoBoost too. But where the 5.0 comes into play is what we're doing back in the shop right now is all these supercharged trucks we're doing. The Raider cabs. We got our first black crew cab on the showroom floor, lowered, and 700 horse motor sitting under that thing. So that's where the V8 is, in my opinion, is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So there's different things in a place.
And then you just can't make something sound like a V8 engine. It can't be done. I hear some of these exhaust and different things on some of these engines, and there's just no replacement for a finely tuned V8.
Got to agree with you there too. I found that out yesterday, Josh.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Like I don't know, as many years in this industry, and you fire up one of those things, and your hair on your arm still stands up.
Well, so what Josh is talking about is yesterday. Team 3J is switching, not switching. We're going to add to the fleet late model.
Yeah.
And we went up and fired our motor up for the first time yesterday, and some of the things I want to say about that I can't say on the air. But that motor is pretty tough and pretty good. And you're right, there's no replacement of that V8 sound.
Actually, here
I sent
hold on here. Now go ahead and say what you want to say.
Josh put me on mute for a minute. So anyway, I will tell you that, yeah, you're right. There's no better sound than that V8 power plant from that part. But I get it. We gotta convey these emissions, and I promise you, that motor fired up yesterday is putting out a lot of emissions. What was coming out the pipes of that thing when we fired it yesterday? So it was fun yesterday and stuff. Excited. Thought we was going to get to bring it home back to Wichita, but I got a few more things we're going to do to it before it gets back to Wichita from that part too. So
yeah, you're going to have to, like, everybody is going to have to be driving EV for you to get a neutral carbon print there, mister.
Yeah, well, that is what it is.
Racing's just too much fun.
Yeah, how's Jake say that? He said race cars are stupid, or winning is fun, or something. I don't know how he says that, something like that. But yeah, we had a lot of fun yesterday getting that late model setting up and ready to go, and getting pretty itchy to put that thing on a track, see what Jake can do with it and stuff. He's already been in the car already too, so it'll be interesting to see how we do it. But it was fun to fire that thing up. And I see Mr. Jared Shivers stopped on the line there. Hey, Mr. Shivers, just so you know, that motor in the late model is it's not a Chevy. It is a Ford. Can you believe that, Jared? Josh, can you believe it? It's a Ford.
Yeah.
It's a Ford.
Very cool.
So just so you know, it's a Ford, Jared. Ford. First on race day. I know. Come back.
Yeah.
Found on road dead. Everybody's got some lingo there, whatever you want to call it too. From that
we're gonna get it around the track.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So anyway, let's get the phones. We're at 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, whatever it might be. We want to hear from you. Want to give away some packages. Anything in the automobile world. You want to talk about these EVs? You want to talk about whatever? And then Jared says tail marker. Oh yeah, tail marker lights. Yeah, that's what you're going to see when that late model comes along by from that part. So let's get the phones ringing. Love to hear from you from that part too. Yeah. So everything is better with boost. Yeah, I get that too. Lots of boost. That's for sure. So
I got a question for the listeners. Not related to this, but I got the opportunity. Was off last week. Went down to Mexico for a couple of days. But how about driving in a foreign country? You ever done that?
Rode, not drove.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, actually,
no.
Yeah, drive. I did not either. But I don't. Surely there's some listeners out there that have made that venture or drove. Where, if you were to go to a foreign country and drive, where would you feel comfortable about doing it? I did not in Mexico. I have been to Canada and I've drove in Canada. We went to Europe years and years ago, but that was all a guided deal. And so, but the Autobahn, I was wondering about that.
I would love to go try that just once.
So here's the biggest, and this is probably maybe just me, but the language barrier, like, I don't know, road signs and stuff like that. Obviously Mexico and Canada and stuff. Probably not.
Jay Irwin rented a Jeep for a day in Mexico. Never again. I bet that Jeep was well maintained and had good tires on it.
Yeah.
Suspension was good.
Yeah.
And everything.
I mean, somebody's got to call in with a story that they had or have done, or what would you do it? Would you not do it? Would you?
I'd have to do a multi-point inspection or anything before I got behind the wheel, Josh.
Well, that's so one of the things that we're going down there, like, and it's a habit that I have, even just here going to Kansas City or something and getting an Uber. Like, I'm always looking at the mileage of the vehicle, if I can see an oil change record or not, or a oil change sticker on it or not, and then how many lights are on the dash. And then just all, kind of condition.
I'm going to tell you, I do the same thing, Josh. Every car, I don't care what car I get into. That's the first thing I look up upper left, see what that window sticker says, what the oil change sticker says.
I can't tell you how many Uber vehicles I've got in and be like, I'm riding in this.
Dash is lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I even asked you, do you care about that? Nah, I don't care. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Every light can possibly be on its own in that car.
So some of the stuff we were riding around in down there, I'm like, maybe I would have been better off taking a rental car, right? Or renting a car.
Shoot, I don't know. Jay doesn't think so.
Well, that's I gotta hear the story.
Come on, Jay, let's hear your story.
You gotta
316-462-3673. Love to hear from you renting that Jeep down in Mexico. I bet that thing was a nice piece.
Well, and then, okay, what's it like to drive around down there? I don't know. That's but then, I think of the Autobahn, or being able to experience something like that. I have visited with a couple of people that have had that experience, and they say that it was absolutely crazy. Like, they felt like they were doing everything the car had to offer, and it wasn't enough. In an environment like that, boy, I don't know. I think that'd be pretty exciting or cool. So, anybody ever drove on the Autobahn or a foreign country, give us a call.
Yeah, let's hear for it. I'd love to hear. Okay, Jeremy Kane said he my text keep going off. Sophomore year high school, I drove in Germany, and I had been on an Autobahn to get, and it's all the way on the floor to get. Yeah, I'm sure I would love to try that and just go.
Well, the Autobahn, it would be like, okay, what are you taking on?
Hey, Jared wants to know about some taxi in Vegas.
Oh, good God. Stanley, the Russian. That was that was a trip.
Was it?
Yes, it was. So he picks us up or we got a cab from the airport, and we didn't make it 10 feet probably. Well, first of all, we get in the thing and he just takes off. I mean, full acceleration, just takes off. We make it probably 10, 15, 20 feet, and he slams on the brakes, and the whole dash is shaking on this thing. Like
I would want to get out at that point.
The pulsation that this thing had was absolutely insane. Well, with us being technicians, like,
now probably the problem though, we probably had some Crown Apple in us.
There was
in the car. Is what I'm gonna bet.
I don't remember. I think that was the trip where we got delayed and we spent several hours at Wichita at the bar before we left, if I remember right. But that's regardless here and there. There was I still remember this day. To this day, we were leaving, and they had one of those easels, chalk easels that you could write specials of the day on it or whatever outside the bar. And it said alcohol, because no good story started with a head of lettuce or some shit like that. And I was like, okay, that's a sign. Anyway, so we get to Vegas, and it was Stanley hits his brakes, and that whole dash shakes and is vibrating around.
I would have gotten out.
Oh no, this is just the start of it. And
I know, but think about going down the highway. What you're going to run into?
Yeah, so now we're going down the interstate, and just brake lights,
seatbelts in that thing.
Just brake lights everywhere. And this guy, he takes the shoulder and is like, he is like, third lane, my lane, just going along, and we're just passing these cars right and left. We come up to this red intersection or traffic light, and it's red our side, and he goes, 2 right turns makes you go straight, and he turns right, does a U-turn, makes another right, and down the road he goes. We get to one intersection, he's like, you stay here for too long, and you're wrecking. We made it from the airport to our hotel what seemed like 2 seconds. And the whole time the dash is just sitting.
Is he asking you to fix the brakes for him?
Yeah, no. So he said they can't be fixed. Says you can't fix them. I had it in here, had it in several times. They can't fix brakes, and it wasn't. It was how he was driving the car was the problem with the brakes. It was absolutely crazy. So that ain't even a different country story, but good God, I do remember that. And I would have rather that trip just rode around with Stanley the entire trip than go to any casino. I would have felt like I was doing way more gambling that day. So yeah, very, very exciting.
So anyway, Jay Orr is texting me back and forth. He would love to call in, but he can't where he's at, and I get that too. Paid $100 for that Jeep. Still had to pay $30 to park. Yeah, I get it, Jay. Hey, good luck to the game tonight. What you're playing there, Jay. Excited for your son, so hope he can make something happen. So anyway, 316-462-3673. Let's hear about your exciting Uber rides or rental car ride, or not rental car rides, you're driving that one. Anything that has to do with you getting excited being in behind a taxi cab or something like that. So it looks like Jim Petty's calling in here real quick. We'll get an update from Jim Petty.
There was another story on that exact same trip, but if Jared wants to call in, I'll let him tell that one. But otherwise,
he ain't got enough guts.
Yeah, I know. I didn't figure either. So
he's that keyboard warrior.
Hey, let's go to the phones. Let's talk to Jim. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Morning, buddy. How are you?
I've driven in a lot of different foreign countries.
Have you?
And the biggest issue for me was which side of the road am I supposed to be on?
Oh, yeah, think about that.
I spent a year going from country to country. Every time I switched countries, we switched sides of the road. By the time I got back to the States, if I'd go around a corner, if there was other traffic, I was okay. But if there's no traffic, I panicked for a minute. Wait, where am I at? What side of the road am I supposed to be on?
Yeah, think about it.
I didn't have any trouble with the traffic signs or anything else.
Yeah, that would be my question, is like traffic of, understanding traffic signs and things along those lines. And then, I think back to now, okay, your phone's navigating you and says, turn this way, turn that way. But years ago, using a map or an atlas or whatever,
how'd we get along without these phones? I still wonder that too. How did we get to places without these phones?
Yeah. How'd you find out where you're going, Jim?
Well, it was difficult at times. I was in Japan, and I was trying to find a motorcycle race, and I would stop and try to ask directions. Of course, I didn't speak much of the language and didn't speak English, but I was trying to draw a motorcycle, and I got to the track and realized I had a T-shirt that had a motorcycle on it. But I found the place.
God, that's crazy. Yeah, the language barrier would have been tough too.
And then one trip I took in Japan, I was trying to get down to a ship to take it across the Sea of Japan over to Korea. And I knew that the ferry left at noon. I got there at 11:45, and I was really sweating it. And they were just going off, talking a mile a minute, and I couldn't understand anything they was saying. They finally took a calendar and showed me. I got there Saturday morning, and we both agreed it was Saturday morning. And then they told me the ferry only left on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Oh, shoot.
Well, you got there in plenty of time then.
Yeah.
Well, that led to a lot more interesting trip. I went back to the base and ended up flying over there, but that's a whole nother story in itself.
Yeah, I bet it was too. Well, very good, Jim.
My biggest issue was what side of the highway am I supposed to be on? That was
drive on.
If there was other traffic, I was okay. But it was and there were countries like Mexico and the Philippines where it doesn't seem to matter which side of the road you're on. They're all over the place.
you can use either side.
Pick your side.
Yeah. Just try to stay off the sidewalk,
And sometimes if you got to have that, go ahead there too.
You bet. All right, guys. Great podcast today.
Hey, thanks,
Very
buddy.
good.
Thanks for being there. Yeah, I kind of remember I went over to this is god dang, I don't know how long ago this was. This was the last race Michael Schumacher did in the F1, and I went over to Brazil.
Okay.
And over there they're just little bitty cars.
Uh-huh.
And we didn't figure it out till about the third day we were there. Those guys just get in a car and drive so they can run the tab up.
Do what now?
They just drive.
Oh,
So
they just
keep running the tab up. They just kept running the tab. We kept noticing, wasn't it this much last time? And then we figured out. So we'd get in the car. No circles, straight there, because they would just drive and drive and drive just to run the pair up on it.
Just go around the block and everything else.
Oh, yeah, go in circles.
5 or 6 times.
Go in circles, and you're kind of, not knowing exactly where you're at and all that kind of stuff too. Anyway, I remember another one dropped in my head with my brother-in-law. I think it was Germany. I'm not sure this is true or whatever, but over there, little bitty cars, little bitty narrow roads. He said he was driving along, and all of a sudden he heard this ding, and he looked over. It was the two mirrors of the two cars going by each other, hit each other.
Touched each other.
Tight they were.
Well, I've been to a couple of different Caribbean islands or whatever, and you got guys on like scooters or mopeds, and they're just like splitting lanes and driving, and then if you're not on the horn honking, and you we were in a cab or a bus or whatever it was, we ran a red light and our driver was honking at everybody else as we went through the red light, and I'm like, I don't know.
That's just precautionary.
Yeah, I just letting you know I'm running this red light.
I'm coming through. Look out.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, we don't hear from anybody else. Got some exciting stories like Mr. Petty. So 316-462-3673. Number there on the screen. Tell the girls you want to get patched in the podcast. Number comes right in the front desk, and we'll take your call. And I want to hear about your wild rides.
Well, and then I think so. You guys track cars or whatever, didn't you? Didn't you go on a track or some performance cars on a track in Mexico, or was it was?
Yes, we did. So we went over there.
Well, here's my thing with that too and maybe it was perfectly fine, but what's the rules and regulations, and what kind of safety inspections in a third world country does that stuff go through?
Well, here's what I will tell you. So what we were doing, we got to the very first day. Yeah, we're in Mexico. Can't remember where we were at exactly, but somewhere in Mexico we're there. Anyway, Mary forgot something, so we went to this mall to get something. So with four of us are walking through there, and all of a sudden Jake comes running up and goes, Dad, do you see this over here? So we go over there, and there's this race car backed up on a kind of a ramp, and it's a place to go drive these cars.
Okay.
And I looked at him, he looked at me, and I said, we're going.
Yeah.
So we took off, got over there, and I mean, they had Mercedes. They were newer cars. They weren't piles or anything else like that. BMWs, an Audi R8. There was different cars you could jump in and go ride, and depending on what you paid, which one you got in, and how many laps you got to go, and all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't scared there because I knew they're pretty new models. They weren't an old Jeep paid $100 for to get in there. But yeah, we had a blast out there with those cars, and of course, depending on what you wanted to do, you could take it by yourself, but then they'd put a governor on so you couldn't go very fast. But then if you took a driver with you, which is what we did, we put a guy with us, and he would coach us through the corners and all that kind of stuff. And it was a blast. That was a fun time from that part. But again, if I got over there and saw there were some old dilapidated things, we got in there.
So I think about people going, okay, well, I'm going to go parasailing, or I'm going to go zip lining.
Okay, now my brother, who's an attorney, says don't ever do that.
Well, that's why I'm like, okay, you wouldn't do that here.
Oh, look who's calling in.
What do we got?
This ought to be fun. Get him on the phone. Let's go. This is going to be fun. Everybody tune in, because here we go. You see, everybody look towards Wichita, look towards the dealership, and get ready, because there's going to be a bunch of smoke coming out.
So, I think of people just going to a third world country and want to go do something crazy or exotic or whatever. And I'm thinking, man, you wouldn't do it here. And then the rules and regulations that they don't have in place down there to protect you. Anyways, let's go to the phones and talk to Jared. Good morning, Jared.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
what do
Mr.
you know?
Ford, how are you?
I'm all right. How's things down there?
Yeah, that's really good, man. Having too much fun this morning. So you had a wild ride in Vegas in a cab, huh?
Yeah, and then the other story he was talking about is I do not condone drinking and driving. Okay, it's terrible.
That's terrible.
But we were 34 beers in and decide to go out to Hoover Dam, and we go up and rent a car. All of us are drinking, and that guy never mentions it once.
We had beers in our hand as we're renting this car.
And yeah, we never even thought about it.
He didn't say anything about it or nothing?
No, nothing. Couldn't believe it.
Did you get a DUI while you was
we
out
never
there?
even thought
Wait a
about
minute. Who drove then?
I was in the driver's seat most of the time.
Just seatbelts in the car, Josh?
There were seatbelts.
Did you have it on?
They were on.
And then my other story is, okay, drinking and driving's bad. But the other story is we went to the Dominican Republic and rode little side-by-sides around through trails and stuff.
Okay.
None of them had air filters. Dust everywhere.
And I asked the guys, like, you guys don't run air filters? Oh, they plug up so quick, we just take them off.
God almighty. Plug up so quick, just let that dirt eat that motor up.
I don't know.
It's not yours to give her hell, huh?
It seemed bad to me, but it was their deal.
Hey, so this van, when we rented it, you had to buy a tank of gas. What the hell happened there?
I don't remember.
Too many
At that
beers,
point, we
Josh.
might have been
Somebody drove it
30-80.
back. Yeah, somebody drove it back from the Hoover Dam in like first and second gear only to get his
Oh,
tank
yeah.
of gas out of the rental van.
The brilliant idea was to cook through all of our gas
Yeah,
that we bought.
you
right?
had purchased it, so you were going to use it.
Did you use it? That's what I want to know. Probably not.
Every like, wah! Yeah. So you can buy a rental vehicle, just don't buy one that he's rented previous to
I don't think I have a monopoly on destroying rental vehicles.
Oh, yeah, it's not secret to you.
Yeah, I still want to go. I want to go do like they did in the Days of Thunder, rent a couple, buy the insurance,
Oh,
and just
yeah.
tear the shit out. That's what I want to do.
That's all I had for you.
All right, Mr. Ford, glad you called. And everything else.
I wish you guys good luck racing. You probably get rear-ended.
Yeah, you're real funny. Real funny there, Jared. You got a racetrack up
Yeah,
there by
bye.
you?
Huh?
You got a dirt track up there by you?
There's dirt roads everywhere, and there's no
No.
cops. Bring it up here.
Nah, I'm not doing. I'm talking about an actual racetrack. Is there anything up there near you?
Hayes is probably closest to you, isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be Hayes. There's a little one in Beloit, and then I guess like an hour or something, or hour and a half to Belleville.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll race Belleville. That's a pretty fast place to. I don't know, for a late model, you need a wing on the thing to hold them things down like a sprint car to race at Belleville. In my opinion, they race the late models on the little track at Belleville. I know that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are running Fords. You don't have to worry about downforce.
I know we don't because we're going too fast. Anyway, we'll be racing at
Maybe you
Hayes. How far are you from Hayes?
Oh, an hour.
Yeah,
I've been out there.
You'll have to come when we come to Hayes and race, buddy.
Yeah, maybe you can get the Chevy guys to pull a plug wire too, so you can be up there.
Yeah, you're funny. You come see what that Ford sound. Hey, I'll send you a video from yesterday, buddy. You can see what a real car sounds like. Okay.
Yeah, good God.
Good God.
You probably got Ford to like whatever they do with the exhaust sound. They plumb into the cabin for you.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly what happens, buddy. Here, I'll just
They
send
give
you.
you a 2-liter motor.
I'll send you a quick video of some horsepower. Okay. So you can listen to that.
I can't wait.
You can't. You hold your ears because you're not going to be used to this quality sound that you're going to hear.
Well, it'll keep in mind I'm up here in the sticks. It'll take 2 days to get here.
Yeah, I get that too. So.
He's got the old flip phone that just makes calls.
You don't have a flip phone, do you?
I don't. No, I'm on a payphone.
They still have them up there, huh?
He's got to get off before he's got to put another quarter in.
Then lose his quarter. He's worried about his gas. He's worried about his
change.
quarter.
About out of change. Oh, good God.
See you later.
See you,
All
man.
right, bye.
Yeah, there's nobody in the world I don't think tries to stack more what on somebody than that Mr. Shivers. You know that.
Regardless, no matter what the conversation is. Can you imagine running in the desert? Well, all the sand like that and no air filters.
No, God, think how quick the motor's got to wear out.
That's crazy. Yeah, I could 100% see it though.
All right, we got another caller coming. Let's get Mr. Whitehead on the phone. Mr. Bluetoother coming up. And let's get him on the phone here and see what's up on his mind this morning. I'm sure he's got a couple stories or two.
You think he's been to another country? You think he's
but I no, I don't think he probably has, but I'm going to bet you he's got some.
He's got a rental car story.
He's got more than one, I can promise you that.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. I think I kind of vaguely remember one with him and Bowman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that Days of Thunder deal. I wonder. I'd be curious to know if that surely has happened before.
Oh, hell yeah, it has. There's no doubt in my mind it's happened. We saw in the NASCAR show one day that Jeff Gordon and God dang, what's the guy from Emporia? Clinton Boyer.
Oh yeah, Boyer.
They did it. But piles of crap cars. He did it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Anyways, let's go to the phones. Let's talk to Jordan. Jordan, you're on live with Under the Hood. Good morning.
Mr. Bluetooth, how are you this morning, buddy?
Oh, just got off the old Bluetooth, actually.
All right. Good job, bud. Good job. So you got an interesting story for us or what?
I do. I wasn't even going to call this morning, but that last guy just gave me the remembrance that I needed to give a call.
Okay.
So that guy said maybe pull a plug wire off. And I don't know who all remembers this. Probably not you guys because you're not sprint car guys. But Dodge City, America, circuit 2007. The World of Outlaws were racing in Dodge City. Jason Sides, Sammy Swindell. Swindell gets into Sides, turns Sides over in the feature.
Yeah.
He just takes a little side over side, lands on his wheels, and sprint car racing. That's like spinning out a modified. So he jumps out of the car. And at this time, I think it was broadcast on Speed channel, I think.
Oh, Speed. I forgot about that channel.
This is before Mav.
Yeah.
But they got the close-up shot right on it. I think it was Speed channel. And they played it everywhere. So either way, he flips over, gets out of his car, goes over. Sammy Swindell's car is completely unhurt. He's driving the Channel Lock car at the time. And he goes over to give Sammy the business because he just turned him over.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and in Sammy's cockpit, pointing at him, yelling at him. The pit officials are, they're there making sure it doesn't actually turn into a fight, that they're just talking.
No, yeah, just talking.
But they're letting them have their heated discussion. Rather, no punches are being thrown. And so, while this conversation's going on, and again, they had to replay it for anyone to catch it, but you see Sides' hand nonchalantly slide down and pull the number 8 plug wire off of Sammy's motor.
He did?
Oh yeah. And then just finished talking. No one saw it. No one, they just finished their heated conversation. Sides threw his arms up, walked back to his trailer. They restarted that race and Sammy was took him out of the race. Slickest move I've ever seen. And I'm sure if you YouTube it, you'll find it. But it was beautiful because they zoom in on it on the Speed Channel replay. But yeah, I mean, he does it so nonchalant, like he made no bones about it at all. So the pit officials, nobody saw it. And obviously, in a sprint car, it's exposed right there. Yeah, you just reach out there, boop, jerk that plug wire off.
I'm thinking, man, heat of the exhaust, getting shocked, everything like that. However, in the moment, probably none of that mattered.
No.
Well, a sprint car is not running when it's sitting there.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's
okay.
dead.
Yeah,
push started.
All right. No, yeah,
Yeah,
you're.
you push started. It's got a
Now,
magneto.
What happened? What happened in the pits after
Oh man,
In the pits afterwards, yeah, both teams about with that. It was on, but I mean, it was legendary. You punch someone in the face, they heal up the next week. I mean, that lasts forever. You'll never forget.
That race is over, done, gone in the books.
Okay, so this was 2007.
I believe it was 2000. It's either 6 or 7. If you go, you need to go YouTube it, but it's. And then even after that, the World of Outlaws came out and they were like, look, if you guys have beef, you have beef, but there's no sabotaging each other's cars. I mean, there was a rule made because of Sides.
Yep. Yeah, I bet there was
out
too.
There, like nothing at all, and just slid that plug wire off bigger than Dallas, Texas.
That's awesome.
Boy, Jared.
So yeah, I had all forgot about that until that guy talking to pull a plug wire off. I'm like, I forgot what old Jason Sides did. That he was the cat, man.
I don't know, Jordan, but I'm afraid you might have attempted some other drivers to be attempting to do this down the road now all of a sudden.
Well, I hope not, because looking back, it was obviously very, very unsportsmanlike, but it was legendary.
I get it. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd hate to guess what happened in those pits afterwards.
Oh, it was on. Me and Nick Baldwin were at the race, and again, none of us. It wasn't until you went and watched the Speed Channel replay where no one actually knew what happened.
Yeah.
There was just a wreck, and then Sammy's motor wouldn't run worth a darn after that. But when they showed the replay, because Side pulled the plug wire off.
That's awesome.
That is pretty cool. That is legendary action for sure.
Oh man, yeah. Like I said, I mean, you get mad. Everyone punches each other in the face. That's nothing new. That's old hat. That is the move right there.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. So, well, all right, Jordan, thanks for the input and the great conversation on that deal. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that ever happened, but I'm gonna go find that. That's what I'm gonna do. But I bet it is.
Go find it. I guarantee you, Jason Side, Sammy Swindell. I believe it was 2007 World of Outlaws. I know it was at Dodge City because we were there.
Okay, Dodge City. So I'll have to go hit that up and find that's what I'm going to have to do. So, all right, buddy. Well, thanks for calling.
Have a good day.
You too, bud. All right, guys, it's running out of time. It's been a lot of fun here and everything else too. So, Josh, any last closing comments, anything whatsoever?
The only thing I guess I got is if you need to get the vehicle ready to go, if you're traveling for Thanksgiving, do that multi-point inspection. Don't rent $100 Jeep in Mexico and not know what kind of shape or condition that thing's in. So if you're gonna hop in something, make sure it's ready to get you from point A to point B for sure.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Don't forget Black Friday, 6 days now here at Mel Hamilton Ford. We kicked it off yesterday. Come out and purchase a car. You're going to draw a black envelope, $500 minimum to $5,000. Put that money in your pocket. Put it towards your deal. And the next thing is get you a golden ticket. Put your name on it. Stuff it in the box. Everybody's a car clear until November 30th. On December 2nd, we're going to take somebody out of that box around noon. Facebook Live, we're going to pull somebody out of that box, $5,000 in their pocket. So
very exciting.
Don't miss out. Have fun at Black Friday. There's more exciting things coming here at the Big Corner. You don't want to miss it. Black Friday, 7 days. Everybody tries to copy us, and they just can't do it. Everybody, any last thing else, Josh? Have a great Saturday. Something like that. Sunny and 70 somewhere. That's not here. Everybody have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next Saturday, 9 o'clock. Have a great day, everybody.